Hello! Hey, I'm the Organizer Advisor, here to help you enhance your happiness and transform your life. Okay, so we are still working on our every nook and cranny cleaning, and it was requested that I do a clean with me in a pantry. So I scheduled a client's pantry to do a full pantry kind of makeover. Now, you know me, I'm budget friendly. I could go out and spend hundreds of dollars on all kinds of organizational containers. That is high end, but it's expensive. So I went budget friendly, and I'll show you what I'm going to use to organize this pantry to make it accessible but yet functional and appealing. So one of the things I do want to mention is that I have already kind of grouped the foods by category. So I have canned foods up here, I have baking products here, I have condiments and things, and in this section. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go shelf by shelf. I'm going to take everything off the shelf. I'm going to use my Murphy's oil soap spray with my gloves and my cloth, and I'm going to wipe down the shelves really well, make sure there's no sticky residue or anything. I'm also going to wipe down some of the bottles. I'm going to show you the types of containers that I'm going to use. I priced containers all weekend. They were everywhere from $15 to $20 for two, and I ended up going to Walmart and getting a lot of organizational products, baskets, and display items, and they were much cheaper. The most I spent on one item was $15, which is for a Lazy Susan carousel. But I want to show you a little bit as we go. We'll do a shelf by shelf, and then I'll show you what I'm doing and then how it all turns out. I'll see you in a few. Okay, so first I took everything off the top shelf, and what you want on your top shelf is to have items that you don't use often. So I've cleaned the light fixture and I'm wiping down the top shelf. That's a little dark, sorry. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put items up there that the homeowner doesn't use often. So we have some appliances here that don't fit into the cabinet, so they're gonna go at the top, and some like lunch boxes, coolers, things that they use maybe just on weekends, not necessarily for the weekdays, but we're going to use this as items that aren't used every day, and a lot of them non-food items. Now, if you had food items to store, I would store your bulk items here, things that you're going to use as replacements instead of having those take up a lot of space in the accessible areas of your pantry. All right, let me get started on this. So here is their Ninja fryer, and that's going to go over here. Another thing I want to mention is when you are cleaning your appliances, your small appliances, you want to make sure that you have your cords so that they're not going to snag on something. So I'm going to have this one out so that when they go to pull the appliance down, it doesn't snag. So, and then I'm going to wipe the appliance down so it's clean and it doesn't have any kind of grease residue on it. I know this is probably an awkward angle, but next is going to be their rice cooker. I've already got the cord kind of. So, here we go. Now we have items up there that they're not going to use that often. Be careful when you're up on a ladder. Okay, so now you can see that's up there so that the owner can reach it, but not, and they do have a step stool in here, but they don't have to reach it every day. All right, so I'm going to clean this side, and then I'll tell you what I'm going to store up there. Okay, perfect. All right, so the shelf, top shelf is already clean. I use Murphy's oil soap because there's a wooden shelves. And what I'm gonna put up here are any kind of big bulky items that don't necessarily fit on the shelves. Okay, so let me get started on that and then I'll connect back with you. Okay, just wanted to kind of show you with the camera the whole pantry. And so now I'm going to go shelf by shelf. You can see the top shelf already has the appliances up there. That's all the appliances I think I'm going to put up there, but those are the ones that they store in the pantry. So I'm going to start working on the next shelf, which is going to be canned goods. We've got a lot of dried beans, and we have all the baking, all the dry goods baking products. So she has them in containers that are already labeled, so I'm going to leave them that way. But I'm also going to do a little bit more restructuring there so that it is accessible. Okay, so we are making some progress. So we're doing the second shelf, and you can see how a lot more streamlined this is. I am using this little basket. She likes, the homeowner has a lot of dried beans. She does a lot of cooking. So this is the perfect size pantry for her, but we want to make things accessible. So I don't know if you can see here. Let me move this. So here we have the dried beans. Oops, it's only going to reach so far, but we have them in this basket. Then we have all the canned beans here. And then we have all the sauces and the olives. And then here you can see that she had all of these containers and had all of her flours and sugars and baking products. She does a lot of baking. So all I did was kind of make that more accessible for her. But then the extras, the overflow items, are up there on the top shelf that you can see. So those are her extra flours and items. Now, for the little bags of flour, the different types of flour, like the almond flour, coconut flour, she does a lot of keto cooking. I wanted to keep them in these little storage devices so they don't flop all over the place. So I got these at Walmart. These are two for $2 and about 86 cents. So I used the clear ones to kind of match with her, her convention already. So it looks very streamlined. It's very easy to access what it is that she wants. And so it looks neat. It's inviting, it's clean, and it doesn't feel overwhelming. So now we're gonna go down to shelf, the middle shelf. And you can see I've already started on some of that. So I'll talk you through that in just a second. This is the basket I used for the dried beans. And I think this was, it was like $10. I thought it was $7, but it was 10. But it works really well, so I'm gonna leave it. I also picked up this little shelf at TJ Maxx. I think it was $7, but you can see how it extends the space here. So then we have condiments on top, and then we have some canned goods underneath that don't go with the beans or the tomato sauces and stuff. So then here was the most expensive item. This is a condiment carousel. Actually, it was in the bathroom section of Walmart. This was $15, but this is nice so that you can have that corner space is very difficult to kind of reach in and move things out. So this just makes it easy for salad dressings and syrups and the olive oils and sprays. So that puts everything very accessible for her, and we're going to finish this shelf, and then I'm going to walk you through the bottom shelf. Okay? Okay, I'm back. We have another shelf done. Look at how this is coming together. Now remember, we're doing this budget friendly, so I'm using these very inexpensive little containers I got at Walmart for like $2.86 for 2. They're great for the snacks. They look great on the shelf. They make it really easy to put the little snacks in. And then I even have this little shelf for the teenager to be able to come in and grab their snacks. But this makes everything accessible. It keeps everything from falling over, keeps everything from spilling over. So you can see, look at how amazing this is starting to look. And that's after I had restructured it already and just organized it and grouped everything. But you can see how cohesive this looks. Remember, this is budget friendly. This is not very expensive at all. And it starts to really come together so you can find things easily. The most important thing with a pantry is being able to see the ingredients that you have. I know I'm not on camera, but you want to make sure that you are able to see everything that you have so that when you go to plan your menu, you can see the items you have, you know what you need to use, and then therefore you have access to everything. You're not going to have food waste, you're going to save money, and you're going to be able to easily get anything that you want while you're cooking or if you want to have a snack. This makes it very simplified, very non-cluttered. This to me is a lot of stuff to have in a pantry, but this is a very typical pantry with a family that has children, and also for somebody who cooks a lot. So this is very typical. Now, if you want to see, I've already started on the next shelf, and this is going to be all the breakfast cereal items, a lot of nuts, and then the breads over here. So let's see if I can show you that. So here we have the breads and all of the like these are wrap or tortillas, but all of the nuts and things for baking go here or for snacking. But this just kind of keeps everything contained. All right, we have one more shelf to go. So I'm going to work on this and I'll touch base with you when I finish. Whew. Okay, you can see things are a lot more organized, a lot more streamlined. This pantry does have a lot of food in it. All the overflows are up at the top, as well as appliances that they don't use that often. So there's some baked goods, flour, and extra chips. So then we have our canned goods over here, our dried beans and peas, and then second shelf, all of the baking containers with all the extra baking supplies, and then in the back, in the very back corner, are the pastas. And then down here this is the snack aisle, and you want the snack, not the snack aisle, but the snack shelf. This is for, you know, the kids in the house to be able to access their snacks. And then we have over here condiments, and you can see how those little shelves make so much room. Down on the next shelf are breads and tortillas. Then we have the nuts and raisins and peanut butters and all of that. And then we have the beverages. And then on the bottom shelf, we have the protein powders, some more snacks for kids because they didn't fit up on that other shelf. And then some miscellaneous baking items, oils and things there. So that is the pantry. And I also wanted to show you, we have the fire extinguisher that is housed in the pantry. Good job, homeowners, that we have the fire extinguisher near the kitchen. Okay, so let me put this down. All right, so this is, like I said, budget friendly. We didn't spend a lot of money on this. This makes it just super easy to find what you need. One of the things that I often see with overcrowded pantries that don't have a good framework of organization is the fact that you have a lot of duplicates. And what that is that people they're not able to see what they have. And so they want to make something at home. And so because they can't see it or get to it, they go out and buy more. And then if they don't cook that meal, then they have a lot of duplicates. So what you want to do to maximize your food budget is to eat the items that you have in your pantry and then backfill with when you need to resupply, but only buy what you need. But in a pantry like this, you can see what you have access to everything. It makes it super easy for the kids to come in and get snacks, super easy for anybody who cooks to be able to find what they're looking for. And it's really easy to know when you're getting low on something that you need to replace. So that is our pantry framework organization. So now it's clean, it's organized, it is streamlined, and it has a functioning framework that makes it easy to get any ingredient item or snack item that you need. Okay, so that is it for me today. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time.